Hey out there to my lovely people. This is Tammi C. Walker, the owner of Dreams Are a Reality. I created this channel to provide light and love. How you all doing? Sending you all some love from outside of the Chicagoland area. I hope that wherever you are well, you are safe, and that your family is safe. Today I want to hop right in and hit it and talk about stop giving up so fast. I said stop giving up so fast, so quick, just give it on up. And when we do this, we're not seeing it through until the end. It's a lot to see at the end, but we are giving up before we can get to the end. And can you hit that like button? And can you hit subscribe? Thank you for watching. I appreciate you all always. So why is it important to not give up? Because you won't get what you want. You won't get what the lesson is. You won't get to the end. To the end, you win. But you won't win if you give up, because you'll never know what was at the other side of the rainbow. That's a song by Melba Moore. You'll never know what's on the other side of the rainbow. You think about your life and you get upset. And like I tell people always, let me watch this phone because it will start chiming. As I tell people always, apologize you all, how you feel is how you feel. Oh shoot, I turned it on, the do not disturb, to turn it back off. How you feel is how you feel. And you are allowed to feel that way. Someone may be going through an illness, but maybe yours is family related, or maybe you have a lot of stress at work. It's not to discredit the one that's going through the illness and say like, oh, theirs is bigger, but what you have going is still big for you. That part is okay. We all are on different paths, and we all have different needs and wants, and we in different areas of our life. But when we go through, and it affects us all differently. But you can't give up because something isn't going your way. I know you all can understand this piece. Sometimes you're ready to leave a job, and you apply, and it's like you're not getting hired by other people, and it's so frustrating. And you keep trying. You can't afford to take no pay cut now. You need your money, but you can't get out of that doggone company. And that is a bad feeling. All you can do is what you can do, and keep applying, try to start your own business on the side if that's something that's for you, and look inside the company if that's something that's for you. But what else can you do? Or just resign. Those are really your options. But to just quit and say, I'm just stuck here, I'm never going to get out, that's crazy. My dear sister, she stayed at her company for many years, many years. And finally, my sister had enough. They hired somebody paying them more than her after she dedicated years and years to this small family-owned company. My sister left. She's at a major transportation company here in Chicago. She has a pension now. I have never been prouder of my sister. They didn't deserve her, and she got out of there. It took her a while, and she beats herself up. But that might help her in another area. Now she knows, don't never let go of what you feel you're worthy of. And don't let people take advantage of you. And that's even employers. What about these relationships? I'm hearing from women, and they are just giving their all. But I did this for him, and I did that, and I did this. Thus lies the problem. You're doing too goddamn much. Excuse my mouth, you all. You're doing too much. Men don't even need that. They don't need that. As a man, they have to provide. Even if you're not providing for me, you got to provide for yourself. I shouldn't be doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. And what women don't understand, real men would never have you do that. Never have you do that. Never. I got a bonus. I don't even want to say the amount. Say some thousands, because it was. And I put a couple hundred. Look, I just gave him a couple hundred. I knew he wasn't going to take it. In my ex's book bag, because I couldn't give it to him in his hand. He wouldn't take it. I threw it in the bag, his book bag. He got home and called me. He said, woman, you put money in my bag? I'm like, yeah, I got a bonus, and I'm bringing it back. And when he came back, he put it right back in my hand. He said, I don't want your money. I don't need your money. I said, but what? And you know, it didn't offend me, but I was trying to figure out This man don't want my money. He said, keep your money, save it, pay a bill. And I was like, if you need it, would you have taken it? He was like, yeah, I don't think he would have. He's very proud. Proud men, they don't want ladies giving them money. You don't have to do all this. And don't misquote me. Don't misquote me. Because if you are married or you are in a committed relationship and your man is struggling and you all are on one accord, we help each other out. That's what we do. What I'm talking about is signing over all this stuff, put your name, you co-sign for all this stuff, and he's doing nothing. He's doing nothing. We don't do that on Dreams Are Reality. That's what I'm referring to. Because I will help somebody that's down. But baby, at this age, I can't help no man. I'm in my 50s now. I got to focus on retirement. And I'm for real about that. You got to come to me correct. Because I can't help you. I can't. Don't have to be perfect. We don't have to make the same amount. Whatever. I can't give you anything. So we got to stop doing all this stuff. How the heck I get on that? They don't even... I'm just saying you giving up though. You giving up because sometimes women and men, we take people who are not worthy because we don't think it's better out there. Don't ever feel that you are not worthy of a good person. Don't ever feel that you are at the end of the road. You old, you better take what you can get. I don't believe in that. I just don't. Call me a fool. I'll be that fool. I'll be the pity the fool. I'll be that fool. But I'll always be true to myself. And when you know what you bring, I'm not talking about no monies or degrees and all that stuff, because I know that's all people talk about. I don't even tell people I have a lot of people don't even know I have a master's degree. I never bring it up. It doesn't come up in conversation. Only way they'll know if we went to high school together and they may ask, what you doing now? They may ask, did you have to get a master's degree for that? I'll tell them. But I don't never volunteer that information. It's nothing to talk. It's not nothing to talk about. I'm not saying I'm not proud. I'm very proud. But I just feel like I hear a lot of bragging. I'm going here. I'm traveling there. I have this degree. I bought this house. I don't think we need to do that. I think your accolades speak for themselves. But I don't need to tell you about it. That's just how I feel. You know, be proud of your accomplishments. Yes, I've been telling everybody that I quit my job. They know, though. They've been on this journey with me for 10 years. So they knew I was working on that. That's different. And I'm sharing that with people in my circle. I'm not going around saying, I'm telling you all part of my circle. You all know what I mean. I don't have to keep explaining all this stuff. Okay. Sometimes we do have to think about others. They have it bad in Gaza. They're starving. There's starvation going on there. We don't have that here per se. All of us here in America. A lot of us have refrigerator full of food. I know I do. I just looked at mine. I made tacos last night and some Spanish rice. And I could barely get up in that refrigerator. I got other stuff in there, fruit and stuff. And I'm just looking like, look at all this food. And how blessed I am. How blessed. So others do have it worse. Be grateful. Some people are getting laid off right now. I've been hearing about that. And be grateful for the income you have. Be grateful for your side hustle. Be grateful for your business that you have. And most importantly, be grateful for your health. If you can walk, you can talk, you can go to that washroom by yourself. You went and jumped in your car today and drove down the street. Blessed beyond measure. We take this stuff for granted until it's taken away. Exercise your options. You always have options with these jobs. Redo that resume, look internally, look outside of it, take a leave of absence, start your own business, start a side hustle, exercise your options. That's not the only man. She ain't the only one. She ain't the only lady. Date, especially if you're not married. Why are you stuck with this person you don't want? Get back out there. That's all you could do. If you like me in between, work on yourself. Work on your business. Work on your dream. Work on your fitness. Travel. Be with friends. Be with family. Get a new support group. Learn pickleball. Learn chess. Learn checkers. There's so much to do. You got to make the most of where you are. Sometimes what we want, we're not going to get right now. But it's coming. But in the meanwhile, how is your attitude going to be? But if you give up, you'll never know. And one thing we have to learn, if something bad is happening and you have a bad attitude with it, it just makes it worse. If you are ill and you have a negative attitude with the nurses, and I'm not saying if you're in pain, because I know if you're really, really sick and in pain, that will make you not be a nice person per se, but you still can be kind. You can be in pain and be kind. You can be sick and be kind. I'm a living testimony. I was sick a few times going to the store, and I was like, oh, I'm so sick. And I talked to myself. I said, but you better not be mean to this cashier. It's not this cashier's fault. You sick, and you just had chemo. For all I know, that cashier could be going through it. For all I know, their mother or father or their child is sick. We always think about ourselves, but it's somebody else receiving that mean spirit that you're giving out. And I talk to people. They tell me, I've heard how mean you are when you go to Starbucks. You're throwing coffee at people. That's not nice, people. That's not nice. We don't want to give up, but we also don't want to give out bad energy. We don't want to give out hate. We want to always be kind. I know it sounds hokey when I say that and blah, 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 but it's something I try to live by. I'm not perfect, you all. I have my moments. I do. But overall, I hope and I pray when I'm out in this public, greeting people at the store, at Starbucks, I just left Goodwill, whatever I'm doing, I hope and pray I'm a decent human being. That's all I'm trying to be at this point, because God gonna get me if I'm not. That's how I feel. I have a accountability person, a spirit, higher being is God, and I'm accountable. I'm not messing up my blessings. All right. Also, if you hate your job, you can still go back to school. Don't have to get a full degree. You can get a certificate. There's a lot of areas you can work in these days. Don't be stifled by not exercising your options. Don't be stifled because you did not exercise your options. Also, pay down your debt. That's one thing I'm doing again. Yeah, I keep telling myself, if I don't have that much debt, I have more power. I have more money for me. So I started paying off these credit cards. So I'm one down. I'm about to hit the second one. So I'm going to keep going until it's nothing. And then that'll be more money for me. That's what I'm trying to do. I know you want what you want, but you're not going to force it to happen when it's before it's time. Yes, expect it. Yes, pray for it. Yes, believe that it's coming. But don't get desperate and do something that's not wise to get it. It's coming. But we got to remember, Rome wasn't built overnight. A baby takes 9 months to be fully developed, to be full term. Things take time. You plant a seed, the plant doesn't grow overnight. It takes time. Your garden takes time to grow. Your hair takes time to grow. Your business takes time to grow. We want everything now. I want a baby. I'm 36. Where's the baby? That's not how it goes. Every woman's not going to get to have kids. We got to remember that. And we have to remember to be grateful for how our life turns out. That's important. All right. Ooh, the clock is not on my side. The greats that have gone on before you, your ancestors. I know my ancestors from Alabama, Mississippi, and God only knows where. The slavery they had to fight through. My dad had to fight through racism in Mobile, Alabama in the 30s and 40s and 50s. Imagine what my dad went through. A dark-skinned, 5'11" black man. Imagine. My mother told me she picked cotton. My mother, she was born in the late 40s. So she wouldn't even be that old if she was still alive. She'd be in her 70s. But she had to pick cotton. But they came here to Chicago and made a life out of themselves. 30 years at the railroad, my father spent. My mother, 35 at the post office. They could have felt sorry for themselves, but they didn't. They came here and kicked the door in. And they passed that on to me and my sisters. I know your family did that. Don't have to be African American. Other races have gone through things. And that's your ancestors. Because they did not give up. Their blood runs through your vein. Michael Jordan, cut from the high school team, going on to be the greatest to me. I know somebody was like, he didn't buy them gym shoes, make those gym shoes for African American people. Did that come out of his mouth? Maybe it did. I'm not even going to get into that because I don't even have time. I'm going to end the video. But nevertheless, we can't take away how amazing he is and what he did to change the game of basketball. Steph Curry, he was told he was too little to go to the college he wanted to go to. So he went to Davis, I need to know my facts, and has gone on to change the game of basketball. But Steph Curry never gave up, and he keeps a good attitude always. I never seen that man really per se mad. Maybe a couple times on court, not really though. Just a good person, raised well. Jim Carrey believed in himself, put that $10 million check in his dad's casket. And now he commands a lot of money when he makes movies. Haven't been making as many movies lately. But that's quite a story. Venus and Serena Williams. Imagine the racism they went through, or just what they went through as sisters playing tennis. That's a unique situation. And went on to be some of the best tennis players we'll ever see. And I can go on and on to the break of dawn. I love Muhammad Ali. I love his story. And there's many others though. Besides them, it's many others. All right, I got to go, you all. I have a client. I hope you enjoyed what I said. Don't give up though, because somebody out there needs to hear your story. They need to read your book. They need to hear your poetry. They need to hear your song. They need to wear your clothes you're going to design. They need to see that YouTube video. Start your YouTube channel. Don't give up just because things aren't going your way, because you're probably right at the edge of a breakthrough. And when you give up, you can't see it through until the end. Tammi Sharice Walker signing off. Drop me comments. I hope you like this. Hit that like button again. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Have a good rest of your day.